Have you ever felt like you're just moving through life on autopilot? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating ancient concept called Samskaras. Now, don't think of them as dusty old rituals. Think of them as profound blueprints for building a life that's actually conscious and full of purpose. And to really get why we might need a blueprint like this today, let's first take a look at the world we're all trying to navigate.
I mean, let's be real. We live in an age of distraction. It's a world that is just overflowing with noise, right? And that makes finding our own signal, our own sense of meaning, well, it's tougher than it's ever been before.
So, does this feel at all familiar to you? That sense of being a little adrift, kind of cycling between ambition and anxiety, just struggling to find solid ground in this constant chaos of modern life. Yeah, it's a feeling a lot of us can relate to.
And it usually starts with this feeling of constant hyperconnectivity. You know, our phones, our laptops, the notifications, we're plugged in 24/7. And frankly, it can be exhausting.
All that noise can lead to this strange kind of emotional numbness, a sort of detachment from ourselves and even the world around us. So what do? We chase the next thing, the next promotion, the next goal, the next bit of validation. We get caught in this relentless cycle of achievement.
And yet, for so many of us, what comes after all that chasing isn't fulfillment. It's this profound sense of emptiness. And it just leaves us asking, wait, is this really all there is?
Okay, so this is where ancient wisdom offers a really powerful insight. See, every single enduring civilization understood the power of ritual. They used it as a tool to anchor the soul, to provide clarity, and to build resilience when things got chaotic.
And this brings us right to the heart of our explainer today, the 16 Samskaras from Sanatana Dharma, which is the ancient spiritual tradition of India. This is a complete system designed to be a roadmap for the human soul, guiding it from just potential all the way to purpose.
So what exactly is a samskara? Let's just break the word down. Sam means well or completely, and kara means action or impression. So you put it together, and a samskara is basically a well-executed action that's designed to leave a lasting, positive imprint on our consciousness. It's kind of like psychological and spiritual imprinting, all rolled into one.
And this is a really, really crucial point. This is not about dogma or blind belief. As one source puts it so beautifully, it's all about becoming aware. Aware of our life, our place in the world, and our role in this grander cosmic dance. I love this analogy. A brilliant way to think about samskaras is to see them as spiritual bookmarks. They're these intentional pauses we take at key moments in life. They let us reflect, reset, and realign with our deeper purpose before we turn the page to the next chapter.
Okay, so how do these rituals actually work? This isn't just about going through the motions of a ceremony. It's a very subtle science of transformation. You know, the ancient sages really saw this as a system of inner engineering, something designed to consciously shape the self.
And here's how they do it. Samskaras operate on 4 key levels all at the same time. On a deep level, you've got this spiritual alchemy, waking up our consciousness. On a human level, they help with emotional processing, giving us closure and support during big life changes. Socially, they act as a social ceremony, reinforcing shared values that hold a community together. And for you, the individual, they're markers of personal development, guiding your growth step by step.
And if spiritual bookmarks made sense to you, check this one out. It's another powerful modern analogy. If our consciousness is like an operating system, then samskaras are like firmware updates for the soul. Each one recalibrates our internal code, upgrading our emotional intelligence, our spiritual awareness, and our moral compass for the next stage of life. Pretty cool, right?
Now, there are 16 samskaras in total, and they map out the entire journey of life. To see how this all works in practice, we're not going to go through all 16. Instead, let's just look at 3 key milestones that kind of represent that journey from learning to legacy.
First up is Vidyarambha. This marks the beginning of a child's education. Now, instead of framing learning as some competitive race to the top, this ritual transforms it into a sacred act of discovery. The whole point is to instill a deep sense of reverence and curiosity, to see knowledge not just as a tool for success, but as a profound path to wisdom. Next, we have Vivaha, the marriage ceremony. This ritual elevates a union far beyond just a simple social or legal contract. It reframes it as a sacred partnership. It's about 2 people aligning not just in love, but in dharma, in a shared purpose and a responsibility to grow together, to support one another, and to contribute something positive to the world around them. And finally, much later in life comes Vanaprastha.
This marks the transition we might call retirement, but it's not seen as an end at all. It's a conscious, celebrated shift away from accumulating wealth and status and toward a life of reflection, service, and mentorship. It's about embracing the absolutely vital role of being a wise elder in the community.
So why does any of this ancient wisdom matter to us right now in our hyper-modern world? Well, the answer is that these concepts are maybe more relevant than they have ever been. It's all about choosing to live life with design rather than just by default. Think about it. These ancient practices offer us psychological anchors in a world where so many of us feel adrift. They help transform the mindless rush of modernity into a mindful continuity with our past and our future. They are tools for building what the Stoics called an inner citadel, a core of resilience against all that external chaos. They are, quite simply, timeless blueprints for living intentionally.
So here it is, the most crucial point of all. This isn't about trying to perfectly replicate ancient ceremonies in a modern world. That's not it. The real power isn't in the exact form of the ritual. The goal, the true power, lies in reclaiming their sacred intention, that mindfulness, that purpose, and that connection they were designed to create in the first place.
And that really leaves us all with a final question to reflect on. In a world that pulls us in a million different directions, the choice is ultimately ours. Are we going to live on default, just carried along by the currents of distraction, or will we choose to live with design, using this kind of timeless wisdom to build a life of conscious purpose?